I realized the more I protected her, the more she suffered, so I changed my strategy. I started treating her horribly, even announcing to a crowd that she was just a dog I kept, one I wouldn't even let into my bed. After that, the physical accidents stopped, though she was still a target for vicious gossip. Then came the end. The company went bankrupt. My father fled with his mistress. I killed a man and went to prison. Before I was taken away, I did two things. I broke up with Sophia and signed the deed to the penthouse over to her as a severance package. And now here we were, our roles completely reversed. I was no longer the profligate heir, but a spa masseur, a profession one step away from being a gigolo. And Sophia was the CEO of a gaming company, a woman I had to look up to, both literally and figuratively. She saw me frozen in the doorway, a cold smile playing on her lips. I hear that these days you'll do anything for the right price. Something like that, I said, forcing down the tidal wave of emotions inside me. The taunts from my old friends had never truly hurt, but to be seen like this, like an ant beneath her shoe, that pain was real. It was sharp. Sophia nodded, pulling open the vintage Louis Vuitton bag at her side, and casually tossing several thick stacks of cash onto the sofa. That bag, if I remembered correctly, it was a birthday present I had given her. She'd never once used it, saying it was too precious. Why did she still have it? I hear your technique is quite good, Sophia said suddenly. Come and massage my feet. I snapped back to the present and nodded. I prepared a basin of water, testing the temperature before carrying it over to her. Sophia lifted one leg, her stiletto-clad foot hovering in front of me. I pulled over the small stool used for foot treatments, but before I could sit, she kicked me squarely in the shoulder. I believe you once told people that when I washed your feet, I did it on my knees. I'm not mistaken, am I? She looked down at me, her gaze imperious. She wanted me to kneel before her. I had said those words, but only to protect her. The girls who pursued me came from families as wealthy as mine, some even wealthier. I had no real power over them. Belittling her was the only way I could think of to lessen her suffering. My heart throbbed. I wanted to explain, to tell her everything, but I held back. I was afraid she wouldn't believe me, or worse, that she wouldn't care. So I dropped to one knee, reaching out to remove her high heel. Sophia kicked me again. One knee, she sneered. Am I not paying enough? She grabbed the cash and started flinging the stacks at my face. I stood there and took it. When she finally stopped, I looked her deep in the eyes. If it makes you happy, I'll kneel. I lowered myself to both knees. A satisfied smile finally graced her lips and she extended her foot again. I slipped off her shoe, carefully cradling her small, delicate foot in my hands. I used to steal glances at her feet, so small and pale, like they were carved from white jade. But I'd always been a coward, too afraid to even look for too long. Test the water? I scooped some water with my hand and gently dabbed it onto her perfect foot. She flinched, her elegant brow furrowing. Is this how you provide a service? I knew she was just trying to make things difficult. The temperature was perfect, but I didn't argue. I just reached for the kettle to adjust it. Suddenly, she plunged both feet into the bamboo basin, splashing water all over my face and shirt. She stared at me, a cruel smirk on her face. Jason, name your price. How much would it take for you to drink this water? My heart seized again. I never imagined she could hate me this much, but then again it made perfect sense. The old Sophia had been sensitive and fiercely proud, and I had publicly degraded her. If our roles were reversed, I would hate me too. God, I wanted to explain. I wanted to tell her it was all to protect her, but I couldn't. I was afraid of her scorn. I was even more afraid that she might come back to me. If she dismissed my explanation, it would shatter what was left of my heart. And if she came back to me, did I even deserve her? I looked at her, my voice steady. No charge. If it makes you happy. I bent down, leaning over the foot basin like a dog lapping at a bowl.